Welcome back everyone to our gameplay series of Farm Manager 2018. So, of course, it's still early in the spring. You saw that message popping up there about a weather alert being a little bit too cool, and that's basically because we've got some things that are trying to grow. Let's see if any of that... Nope, doesn't look like it's applying to the strawberries or the raspberries that we planted in our last episode, but my guess is that that's probably coming from up here. Yeah, the cherry orchard, as well as the apple orchard. Okay, so actually both of those. So 40 degrees Fahrenheit is actually too low of a temperature for those to actually grow. But other than that, I think everything is up and going. Now, I've already taken care of planting the colza and the buckwheat. You can see both of these fields are up and running. They are currently growing, so we should be done messing with those, other than your normal stuff with moisture, as well as any bugs and things like that we need to work on. Now, I already know we've got some work here to do with moisture on both of these fields, so we'll get to that. But one of the big things I want to get done and get started on is planting our wheat fields. Now, we're not going to get but one, unless things go extremely well and much quicker than I imagine they will go. We're only going to get one growing season out of these before we get to the next winter and things get too cold to worry about it. But I'm probably going to continue to go through the process even so, just like I did last year, just because, quite frankly, it's fun to do and I enjoy watching the AI do their work. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and get started cultivating here. And let's also get started plowing over here. That'll take care of both of our available machines there. And then over here, I'm going to get back on to some moisture, taking care of those issues. Let's start here with this one. And that's one of the hardest things for me to remember to do, is keep the sprinklers on these things, because I am very quick to move on to other things and simply forget about them. All right, let's fast forward a little bit, give these guys time to get their equipment and move into place. All right, there we go. Looks like our plow is just about to get started here. Looks like here comes our guy that's going to grab the cultivator and get started. All right, as always, we got a few other things we need to do. We need to purchase some more cows. Again, it'll be so nice when the inseminator will be called into play for these as well, but because we're not quite there yet, we'll continue to buy cows so that we can keep our income coming from the cow meat. We have 26 days left on our training, so the only thing I can think of right now that we really need to... Really? Our cultivator is going all the way around? Okay, sure. Why not? As has been mentioned, I mean, you guys can pretty easily see that for whatever reason, they like to go out onto the road, regardless of how far out of their way that might take them. They seem to favor that. Now, in real life, I mean, you can imagine, I mean, workers and equipment and all that using the main road, especially a main road like this, would definitely not be all that great of an idea. But for game purposes, apparently they decided that they will use the road as much as possible. So, looks kind of weird for me, but it gets the job done, so we'll just go with it. All right, we need to check in. Let's see, we need to go to the market, go under sell, and we need to sell some of the seeds. I'm sure that we've been creating. Okay, there we go. Colza seed. Let's go ahead and sell all of that. Oh yeah, we've got a lot of that to sell. So colza seed and 112,000. Go ahead and sell that. Buckwheat, same thing. We purchased more than we actually needed, but that is perfectly fine. All right, so we'll get rid of that now that all of that is done. Strawberry seedlings. Wow, strawberries. So we got a bunch of those. I tell you what, I might just go ahead and plant those. Let's go back in there. Now, it's entirely possible that I purchased those for a reason that I've simply forgotten about, And who knows, I may have even talked about it in a previous episode. A lot has happened since the last time that I was able to record. All right, so we'll come back to that momentarily. We might put those to use. If we're going to do so, we better do so quickly, though. Let's see. The raspberry bushes. We've got plenty of those. I'll tell you what, let's just go ahead and sell those. That is quite a bit of those, but we're done planting what we need to. Let's get rid of our seed. Yeah, real life has been very interesting this week, so that's why my memory of anything in the game worlds is pretty slim right now. Okay, just to check on these guys, yes, they're both growing and they're fully worked except for, of course, the moisture issue. Yeah, for those of you out there who might own a home, this is a story that might be somewhat familiar to you. Imagine that you are going to wash clothes and you realize that there are large puddles of water in the laundry room, and as you check for possibilities, of course the washing machine would be at the top of your list. That's not the issue. We have a freezer in there. That's not the issue. It turns out that the water is actually coming underneath the wall, and it's actually coming from the garage and the water heater. Yes, our water heater sprung a major leak, a huge leak, and ruined quite a bit of stuff, so we've been trying to clean that up and get that replaced this week, and that has not been a simple thing to do, unfortunately. So yeah, we had to do a lot of work that comes with owning a house that is just simply not fun, and spending a lot of money that you didn't really have to spend, but comes with owning a house as well. So that's been less than fun, but hopefully we're about to the end of that. We're still working on it, still doing some cleaning and all that kind of thing, but hopefully we're getting toward the end of that at this point, and we can get back to as much of a normal life as is possible at this point. All right, looks like these guys are working hard up here. The sprinkler, I would say, is almost done up here. We'll try to keep an eye on that, and then we'll move it over to the other orchard here momentarily. All right, let's go ahead and gear up the fast forward once again. Let's see, moisture is still good here. Same thing there. These are very hard for me to remember to deal with. Okay, cultivation is done. All right, let's let this guy get back here, put up his equipment. There we go. That should trigger the end. Yes, it does. So now fertility is actually not too bad, but let's go ahead and do that. Chemical fertilizer. We don't have the equipment to use the manure right now. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get busy doing that. Looks like our plow is almost done. What about our sprinkler? Okay, sprinkler is done. Let's see, let's make sure it actually shows done. Yes, it shows that they are done. So let's get started with the sprinkler on the other orchard. Okay, so temperatures have come up, so it looks like maybe 40-41 degrees is about the cutoff point for both of these orchards, because the message is now gone about the temperature. And of course we're getting, the deeper we get into the spring season, the less that should become an issue. All right, looks like our plow is done as well. Excellent. Okay, so now we need to cultivate. Get our cultivator up and running. All right, let's make sure everything gets going. Looks like we've got our guy coming up here to grab the sprinkler. Yeah, there he goes to the center of the field. And all right, so now we're getting going there. Okay, so we're good to go. Fertilizing here, almost done with that. Okay, and the cultivator, of course, will not take very much time at all either. Okay, now let's see. Fertilized. Need to move a little bit farther forward. There we go. So everything opens back up, and now we can choose what we are going to... let's see. Strawberries, we need 64.89. Okay, let's go ahead and buy that. Buy the extra that we need, and we'll go ahead and plant that there instead of the wheat, since we already had those. And then we'll simply plant the wheat on the other fields. Alright, I'm trying to watch out for those additional seedlings to be delivered, and I haven't seen anything yet. It's most likely going to go, I believe, here. That seems to be a good congregating point for a lot of things. So my guess is that it's going to go there. Oh, we're done cultivating. Now it's time to fertilize. And chemical fertilizer. Spreader, ready, go. Okay, there we go. I believe that's going to be what we're looking for. Nope, maybe not. Let's see, let's try this again. Yep, they're here. Just didn't show up in our totals just yet. Alright, there's all our workers that we're going to use. Planter. Okay, good. Okay, again, you see strawberry and it shows perennial plant. So that is anything that will help us out each season is a great thing in my book. The less work we have to do, that's less wear and tear on our equipment. Let's see, these greenhouses, how many people do we have left? All right, that's enough. We only have one person left that is not currently working. We see our guys here loading up on the back. Ooh, that's a little too close there. Loading up on the back of the planter. See if we can't zoom in a little bit here and get a better look. So very much looks like what we saw on the other fields with the raspberries, and yeah, all right, I like it. I like it. And of course, the fact that it is a perennial plant makes it even better. Now let's zoom in and see what our fertilizer is up to. See what kind of graphics we've got associated with that. Wow, that's an interesting effect we've got there. That looks like we're throwing out a lot of fertilizer in a very small area. We ought to get some nice crops out of that. All right, so as soon as we get done here, of course, this will finish up this field aside from the watering, and we'll need to get started with at least one of our tractors with the watering process. And who knows, if we needed to, we could always bring the sprinkler down and use it if we had to, but that would be a good deal less efficient than what we're looking for. And I think our fields are going to be fine for the time being. I just don't want to let them get down too terribly low. So hopefully they can last until the end of this planting. Oh wow. Okay, yeah, that's, maybe they won't, who knows. This may be a, yikes. That is really bad. Okay, never mind. So we're not going to make it to there. Let's see, we'll just use the sprinkler. And then it also looks like we got some bugs on the field, so we'll deal with that. The other field, who knows, we might have to try to do that one manually if at all possible. Okay, let's let our guy get down here, hopefully rather quickly with the sprinkler. Okay, yes, I am aware that we need water here. Hopefully just hang on and don't die until we can get there, because these guys are almost done. And in fact, I tell you what, here's something that I want to do because I don't see one right now. Let's go ahead and put a pump right over, let's put it about right here, just to have another one handy. And all right, so where is our sprinkler? Okay, yeah, he's supposed to be coming. And let's see, are these guys, okay, these guys are done, so now we can load them up. Okay, nope, we don't want the orchard tractor. Okay, so it's not showing the tractor as ready to go. Finally, it looks like our sprinkler is making his way down. Maybe. Yeah, there he goes. So that will hopefully keep it from killing our freshly planted. But there we go. Water trailer. That's what we were looking for. There we go. So hopefully our guy won't take too terribly long before he runs and takes care of that. There he comes. So of course this will be a much quicker way of doing this. And you can see the moisture will go up quite quickly, as opposed to on this field it is just not happening very quick at all. But I think it did the job and it served its purpose in keeping us from having too much of an issue that it killed our plants, our freshly planted things. But yeah, there we go, and we're done. So I think we're okay. Other than that, let's go ahead and see. Do we have what we need to plant here? We've got corn. Of course, we've got some of these seeds because we were doing them. Nope, I don't see that we do. So we need to grab some seed from the market. So we'll come into the market and grab the wheat. Wow, look at that price change. Granted, it's not a very huge change as far as the actual price, but let's go ahead and just buy about 5,000. Again, it's very, very cheap to do this. So we'll buy 5,000. And how much do you actually want? Let's see, wheat. Okay, we need 130. Okay, so we'll be perfectly fine. When that gets here, that'll be enough wheat to last us quite a bit of time. Moisture is almost done on this particular field. And as soon as that's done, we'll get started dealing with the bugs that have made their way onto the field. Other than that, I think we're in pretty good shape right now. We now have 3 perennial plants up and growing, and they seem to be doing pretty good. Wow, look at this moisture level already dropping. In fact, let's just go ahead and get back on that. Not sure why that's dropping quite that quickly. That's very quick. Oh look, now we've got fungus on the field. Yikes. That is amazing. All right, so it's still showing this guy's working because he hasn't gotten back up here and dropped off his equipment just yet. And here he comes right there. There we go. So let's go ahead and slow things down a little bit. All right, so we need to... All right, we need to go insects and fungus, so we'll do both. Take care of the insects first. Okay, back up and going here. So boy, it's taking quite a bit of work already. All right, let's look around, make sure no other fields are really needing anything right now. Then if not, we'll try to get back to planting. Okay, everything's good here. Our wheat should be here. Yeah, there it is. All right, we'll get that back up and going. And now let's get back to fast forward. So hopefully you can see our crop quality is terrible right now because we have 2 things we need to take care of. Hopefully that'll be back up very quickly. All right, here he comes. Wow, look at how quickly he is running out of steam. Yikes. Now, it doesn't stop at him. He's still going. But wow. That was just, it was like immediate. It took one time down the field here, and he was already done. Okay, so this spraying takes a little bit more time. Of course, we are busy planting over here. Okay, then we'll move on to Let's see, are we using... No, we're using one of the regular tractors instead of the actual orchard tractor. Oh, we got our training is now complete. Let's go ahead and slow things down just a moment. Oh, we got more insects. So I think they're trying to give us a hint here that we need to do some of the training related to reducing the likelihood that you will have insects and fungus and so on your field. It's almost like they're throwing us a not so subtle hint, because I don't remember having quite this much of an issue last season with all of this. All right, there we go. Okay, let's see when this field is back opened up again, and then we'll get busy on the actual fungus. Maybe. There he goes. So we should be up and running again. This time we'll choose the fungus. Still have plenty of the spray left. Okay, we'll accept that. All right, let's see how things are going. Looks like the moisture is definitely going to be an issue going forward. All right, we're good on this field. Let's go ahead and start plowing our next field. All right, we'll try to keep up with the greenhouses as best we can. All right, yeah, we got to get this crop quality much higher than what it is now. All right, I'm waiting to see our guy come down here. He is on his way. Yes, he had to go up and grab the orchard sprayer. So now I'm interested, really interested to see what sort of effect this has on the crop quality. All right, it will go up, but the question is, how much does it go up? I mean, you can see we're definitely not where we want to be on this field either. All right, so we'll see. Looks like our planting, or excuse me, our plowing is done on this field. We'll go ahead and get started with cultivator. All right, well, that's really not going up any, so apparently it's not going to go up very much at all until we get done with that process. We'll let that keep going, at least for the time being. We'll play a little catch up along the way. Yeah, with these smaller fields, it definitely can run through these. The tractors have absolutely no problem with those. Okay, almost done with the spraying. Looks like this is his last pass. Well, I thought it was. There he goes. All right, so he's done, and hopefully we can get some movement here. But yeah, our crop quality is terrible. So we did quite a bit of damage, it would appear, from letting it go as long as we did without water. So yeah, things definitely do not look good on the strawberry field. We're going to learn the hard way, it looks like, on this one. All right, I do not want that sprinkler. I want the trailer. The water tank. That is a 100% better way of doing it. All right, time for some more training. Let's see what we want to get into next. So our money's doing great. I mean, $1.16 million. I mean, everything is going great. And that's exactly what we would expect. Now that we are nearing the end of spring, we know that honey production is in full swing now. And of course, we refilled our cow barn, so we know that there is plenty of cow meat that's being sold as well. So we've got money coming in from a lot of places. That's what gives us the luxury of being able to play around with these fields and not really worry too much about what, if any, profit we get from those. All right, let's go ahead and let's see. Yeah, let's start with some of these. Let's just go ahead and start with the fungus. And then we'll move on to some of the other things, because that is definitely a pain to have to worry very much about that. Oh, bears fruit. All right, now let's see what we can do here. So we got the box trailer, and then of course a whole bunch of workers. Okay, let's do that. And this is going to be interesting. This is what I've been waiting for, is to sort of see how some of this works. Now, granted, our crop quality here is going to be terrible, but that's not what we're here for anyway. We're here to learn, and we're here to have some fun with this thing and make a whole bunch of mistakes along the way. Let's see. Yep, moisture is an issue over here. I tell you what, let's let this guy... Okay, yeah, I think he's put up his equipment now, so it shouldn't be an issue. We do not want... I don't know why it wants to default to the sprinkler all the time. That is definitely not the best way of doing it. Okay, let's see what these guys are up to. So it looks like they've already gotten started. Yeah, there they are. You can see them filling up the boxes, working their way down their rows. And somewhere along the way, here he comes. Our trailer is going to head down and... Oh, good. That was also awful nice of him to park the trailer all the way over here so that the guys would have to carry all the way across to it. That was so nice of him. And apparently, these boxes are bottomless, because these guys, it looks like, are just going to work the entire farm before they have to empty. Now, here comes the first guy now. Wow, I was beginning to wonder, because they got close to halfway through the field before any of them decided it was time to come and empty their boxes before they head back out. But they're doing pretty good, I would say. Pretty good overall. All right, let's slow things down a little bit. We'll come back to them in just a moment, but all right, moisture should be good there. Let's go ahead and get our moisture out on this tractor. Okay, it's going to need some maintenance at some point. Hopefully it doesn't break down on us before that happens. All right, now let's come back over to our workers. Yeah, there we go. Let's spin this thing around so they're headed back toward us. Very nice. I have to give the developers credit. I mean, this is, for me, it's mostly and very much predominantly a top-down game, because I spend most of our time actually building stuff, but they've done a really good job with this. I like the animations. I like the graphics at this level, so very nice. Gives you a multitude of ways you can play the game. And I feel like this is a viable way to play if you're the type of person that just wants to take things slow. Not really use the fast forward, but rather just zoom in like this and enjoy the ride. Yeah, I'll definitely take this. All right, let's see. These guys are getting very close to being done. Yeah, very close, I would say. All right, how close are we? Okay, we got 35 days, so plenty of days left here. So the strawberries did not take long at all before they started bearing fruit. That was very quick, much quicker than I was imagining that it would be. All right, let's head back over. Let me spin things back around for us so that I'm looking at it the way I'm used to. So for the most part, we're pretty good over here on the raspberries right now. We'll need to deal with the moisture again at some point. Okay, looks like everything's good with the strawberries here. Okay, we are in the process of watering, or at least we're trying to. Okay, we got some weeds. All right, where are the weeds? They are over here. And we do not currently have... I'll tell you what, we actually do have a tractor available. go ahead and grab the weed spray. And yes, we'll use the orchard tractor. Oh, we don't have any people right now. They're all over here working on the field, and unfortunately, I can't really disturb this process. Luckily, they're almost done. But unfortunately, I can't disturb this process because if I do, then it could mess things up. It has in the past, I'll put it that way. Alright, so it looks like these guys are... I see them headed back toward their home, so I would assume at this point that these guys are done. That's good, because we got other work to do on other fields. Oh, great. Our sprinkler is out on this field. Yeah, we just got so much work to do. Unfortunately, we're going to run out of time before we have the ability to get it all done. This one poor worker is out here. Nope, here they come. Okay, this is even worse because that means they had to go rest before they could finish. Without clicking on each individual person and seeing where they are as far as their fitness and their strength level. Yep, looks like that's what it was. They just had to go rest for a little bit. Alright, so before we call it quits today, looks like we've got some more work to be done. Let's call up as much of this as we can anyway. Yeah, we got moisture issues everywhere. We could really use with some rain, and normally we would get quite a bit of rain here in the spring, but it's not happening now. Also, if you look at the top of the screen, you can see we've got workers, idle workers is starting to fill back up again. Yeah, you can see them all scurrying back off to take care of their normal tasks. Let's see, do we have anybody that can... Let's see, that is weeds. Yeah, that's weeds. As a matter of fact, we do have the people we need and the machinery we need to take care of that. Alright, so this has been quite eventful. The harvesting is almost done. I want to see what happens with the crop quality. Hopefully we will have the ability to redeem ourselves since we're just in late spring right now. We'll give this thing a moment to take its roundabout course. Okay, there we go. Trailer is up. Tractor is up. There we go. Now let's slow things down. Let's see. So we're going to need, 25 more days we'll be dealing with this again. And yeah, the crop quality really would like to increase that, but doesn't look like we're going to have an opportunity to, at least not in the short term. In the meantime, we need to catch up a little bit on the greenhouses. So my green thumb is not turning out so well right now. It's almost like we need a whole lot more people. Like I need to get back to starting using some of these seasonal workers, and we need some more, or we need some more equipment. Either way, we certainly got the money to do that, but it's just odd that we would need this much equipment this quickly. Wasn't expecting that. But hey, that's part of the fun. So I think that'll do it for now. This is as good a place as any to call it quits. We've gotten a little bit more work done, but we spent a lot more time today doing work on our existing orchards and fields than I had intended to. So you live and you learn, and right now we're learning the hard way. So thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned as we continue our Let's Play series of Farm Manager 2018.